just Ruston, but new to the Chamber of Commerce. I'm the CEO and president of the Ruston-Lincoln Chamber of Commerce. I've got some feedback going on here. What's going on?
Yes.
Are you working with my voice over there? You got me sounding like an angel, I think, right? Anyway, it's been a challenge of mine to try to integrate our communities and become more involved. That is my passion, not just with race, but with preferences of sexes or just age, anything that we can do to make us more diverse. That's what I want to do, and that's what I want our communities to reach out and help each other, because we're all in this together, folks, and we got to do it together with His grace. So with that said, it's a privilege to speak to you today. I've served in this position for 1 year now. I served as interim president. See, I get fast, so Reverend, you won't have to ding that clock out for 30 minutes, because I won't be able to speak for 30 minutes. I speak real fast. I served as interim president for 6 months before being chosen president. I'd worked as office manager and bookkeeper for 9 years prior to that. I told you I was new to Ruston. You got to be here about 20 years before you really get to be known and let people know that you're here and get accepted. You all know that. You're from this area. I lived in New Orleans and I moved up here, really from Homer, but I relocated to New Orleans about 35 years ago, and came up here to finish my degree at Louisiana Tech, met my husband, and you know how that happens. He wouldn't leave, and so here I am, and I love this community. I love everything along the I-20 corridor. Do I miss South Louisiana? Yes, because there's lots of good food, lots of good fishing and hunting down there as well, but we have the best of both worlds. When my predecessor resigned, I was asked to serve as interim president. I thought to myself, there is no way I will be chosen as president of this Chamber of Commerce. This is North Louisiana. We're still stuck in the old age. You know, we all think we're still stuck in the old age. And I was thinking, this is a man's world. I will never be chosen. Of course, I didn't tell my board that. I didn't express that thought to them. I worked hard for those next 6 months, and I ran a very tight ship. I surrounded myself with people who helped strengthen my confidence and was willing to share their business expertise with me. I found out there were a lot of people out there who wanted to see me succeed, those who wanted to see change. I also found out that I was wrong, thinking that we were still stuck in the old age, and I'm proof that times are changing. I can look across the I-20 corridor at our chambers of commerce in Minden, Grambling, Ruston, West Monroe, and Monroe. Don't know if you realize it, but they're all being run by women. I attend our state chamber associations and see even more women in charge of chambers throughout the state. My position at the chamber allows me to meet women who own their own businesses, women who are top executives in the companies, civic club leaders, teachers in our community who don't just teach, they start new programs and help to make our area a place where people from other communities want to know why our children are doing so well. Women who love what they are doing and don't mind sharing that passion with others. I'm not going to stand here and tell you that being a CEO, a mom, and a wife is easy. It's hard working full-time, oftentimes beyond 40 hours, and maintaining a household. With 3 children, ages 6, 10, and 12, I started late in life, y'all. I'm here to tell you that if it wasn't for my phone calendar, some days I might not remember to pick up my children at school. Juggling car lines, homework, cheer practice, supper, house cleaning, and maintaining a relationship with my husband doesn't happen on its own. It takes a lot of prayers to get me through it. So how do you climb your way to the top? Or if you're already there, how do you stay there? Do like I did. You get out there in the business field and get to know everyone in your business industry and as many other industries as you can. Don't try to stay with those you know. You have to reach out beyond and get to know others, because that is how they see who you are. You attend events at universities,
chambers of commerce and associations. Don't just show up to eat the food. Bring a business card and talk to people. You have to do some networking to get people to know who you are and how you think. Volunteer to sit on boards. You'll learn a lot about the businesses you serve, and you will meet some great business people along the way. Volunteer to help with banquets or festivals in your area. The steering committees for these events are filled with community movers and shakers. When I was in New Orleans, I volunteered at the Jazz Fest for 17 years. I met more people than I could ever imagine that ran huge companies. This is true here. I see the people, I manage those steering committees, and I see the people that sit on them, and they are the people who will help your business to grow or you to move in the company that you're representing, or you want to move to a different company. Volunteering is crucial, not just for your community, but for your livelihood as well. Take a leadership course. The networking opportunities here range from employees who are just starting out to owners of small and large corporations. We do a leadership class that has someone who maybe just moved to Ruston, and they get to know a group of 15 to 20 people who are already in Ruston or just moving here as well. And then as we go about and tour, you get the opportunity to meet the owners of those corporations that we are visiting. I can tell you many success stories of people walking into a company and just talking about what they like to do and being offered a job. So don't be afraid to take those leadership courses. Yes, some of them are expensive. Ours is not, but it's worth it for you to better yourself. Looking back at how I got there, I would have to say I stayed true to myself. I didn't scratch and claw to get there. I treated people with respect, and they did the same for me. I didn't rush to get where I am. I trusted God would put me in the place He wanted me to be. I never had a problem accepting advice, and I received it graciously. I'm still the same today. My title is just a title. I love all people, and I will always remember that I'm here to serve God by serving my community. Leadership is a lot of hard work. Some people think they're natural-born leaders, but you are constantly learning and adapting. You must pay attention to the lessons being taught through failures and through successes. A good leader knows that feedback is crucial. People that seek out criticism get better ratings and tend to rise faster. Instead of asking, how did I do, which we women always want to know, how'd I do, how'd I look, how'd that sound? It's better to ask with a matter-of-factness, what can I do next time to do a better job? This shows that you care about the feedback you're asking for, and always be sure to use that feedback that's given to you and make those adjustments in your life or in the business that you're leading. The Ruston-Lincoln Chamber is creating opportunities for young women and men as well. In November, we will launch a new program called YAY, stands for Young Entrepreneurs Academy. It's a passion of mine to get the youth involved. They're our future, and we have to set the precedent for them. We have to teach them what a chamber is about. We have to teach them that there are businesses out there that they can run. They don't just have to work for somebody. They can run their own business. Y'all, I would rather work for somebody than run my own business, I'm not going to lie, because you've got employees who don't show up. You yourself get sick, but there are those people out there who are made for that. And we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for those people who were made for that. This is an after-school program for 6th through 12th grade. It's a program that will teach children how to start their own business. When they complete this course in May of 2016, they will have a tax ID in hand and a viable business they can continue to run. There are plenty of opportunities in North Louisiana for women who want to be in a leadership role. You just have to believe in yourself. There are people out there willing to help, but you aren't going to meet them sitting at home. Ruston West Monroe has a new association called Femfessionals. It's all about professional business women, and it has women from all over the world sharing the success stories and how they managed to overcome. This is being run by Coach Nichols, the new assistant basketball coach at Louisiana Tech, his wife, Courtney Nichols. So you can Google it, or you can call me and get some information on that. But you can find many other associations that are similar to this just by researching online. You know, improving your life, you have to research it. You have to find out what's out there and make yourself knowledgeable about these things. For those of you who are interested in starting your own business, there is good news. Women entrepreneurs are increasing, according to Forbes. Here are some of the reasons they cite, which are true for all women, not just those running their own business. Women have the right stuff. Women make better leaders than men. I'm sorry, guys. According to research conducted by Judy Copeland, we all know that, y'all know that. They build better teams. They're more liked and respected as managers. They tend to be able to combine intuitive and logical thinking more seamlessly. They're more aware of the implications of their own and others' actions. And they think more accurately about the resources needed to accomplish a given outcome, said Jack Zinger and Joseph Oakman in Forbes. Two of the traits where women outscored men to the highest degree, taking initiative and driving for results, have long been thought of as a particularly male strength. We've changed that. We've showed them that we can do this. 21st century leadership skills such as cooperation, communication, and sharing are more commonly associated with women. Proof is in the pudding, guys. Research reports that find that women deliver better company performance. Venture-backed companies that include females as senior executives are more likely to succeed than companies with only men in charge, according to a report by Dow Jones. VC firms that invest in women-led businesses perform better than all men-led businesses, according to the SBA Office of Advocacy. Research reports find that women, we all know this too, are better money managers. Diversity improves performance and increases innovation. Organizations that are most inclusive of women in top management achieve 35% higher return on equity and 34% better total return to shareholders versus their peers. And research shows gender diversity to be particularly valuable where innovation is key, according to research conducted by Illuminate Ventures. Untapped spending power. We have a lot of help out there for those of us because we know starting a business is hard, takes a lot of money. Well, there's stuff out there I'm fixing to tell you about. Women shouldn't rush out and buy products made by women just because we're the same sex. However, women understand other women. That insight gives us an edge in developing products that better meet our needs. With 80% of consumer spending controlled by women, yes, you're right, and women have considerable influence on spending categories that are considered the domain of men, such as autos and electronics, that is a whole lot of purchasing power for products and services developed by women. So what about the money, right? Women and wealth. Trends bode well for more women investing in women-led business. Women control more than half of the investment wealth in the U.S., according to Mary Quist Newen's article, Women and Money, Matters of Trust. Additionally, here are some statistics, if I could get it out. The number of wealthy women in the U.S. is growing twice as fast as the number of wealthy men. It's because we're spending all y'all's money, right? Women represent more than 40% of all Americans with gross investable assets above $600,000. 45% of American millionaires are women. Didn't know that. 48% of estates worth more than $5 million are controlled by women, compared with 35% controlled by men. 60% of high net worth women have earned their own fortunes. Some estimate that by 2030, women will control, sorry guys, as much as 2/3 of the nation's wealth. It's not just rich women that can fund entrepreneurs. There's a new financing tool, It's called crowdfunding. I don't know if you've heard of it, Google it if you haven't, but it's out there. This allows anybody to invest. It's a natural fit for women who have become the power users of the internet and social media. Crowdfunding uses the power of the internet and social media to raise small amounts of money from lots of people on sites such as Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and Rocketphone. Women are already having early successes with crowdfunding. Indiegogo is a popular crowdfunding platform. Of its successful campaign, 42% are run by women. Impressively, women raise more than men, both in terms of the number of contributions and the amount. Here's another thing that we already knew. Women are building a vibrant and layered ecosystem. There's tons of networking groups to choose from. We know how to network. Y'all know that. Make some food and put it on the table, people show up. Some are general in focus and have been around for a long time, such as the National Association of Women Business Owners. If you're not familiar with associations, these are those who are going to help you with what you are trying to accomplish. Others, such as Women 2.0, are focused on specific types of women, such as those who are interested in starting technology companies. Women President Organization provides peer advisory groups to support women entrepreneurs, also known as the Mastermind and CEO Roundtables. Peer advisory groups bring the heads of companies together to problem solve and brainstorm their day-to-day challenges and opportunities under the guidance of a trained facilitator. We're not in it alone. We have help. And thank goodness for the internet. It brings us a lot of trouble, but it brings us a lot of good too. Yeah. Women never stop learning. We all know that too. We always remember things too. Admitting that you don't know everything and never will is key to your growth. Interestingly, self-development is one of those areas in which women outshine men. But women share, and some women who have built $10 million plus businesses have even shared their secrets. So you can find this online. They've written books about it and are glad to share how they got there. You can learn a lot from trailblazers. Women listen, read business books and publication, and attend professional development training, etc. We're also learning to seek outside counsel from mentors, sponsors, and advisors, and participate in peer advisory groups. Women tend to be perfectionists. Speaking about failure goes against our grain, but the truth is, no one will succeed all the time. We have to learn from our failures. We learn more from our failures than from our successes. So even though times are changing, we will still run into those people who don't think we can run a business. It's important to remember who you are and to not let that person cause you any doubt. You and God know what you can achieve. You don't have to prove anything to those type of people. If you surround yourself with good people, they will sing your praises. People will see you for who you are. So just be honest and treat people with respect. Okay, Reverend Griffin, I didn't make my 30 minutes, but I have time for questions, lots of questions. Anybody have questions? Certainly you do.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
What does the prophet James Brown say?
That I cannot tell you.
It's a man's word.
You all right? You'll be there.
Conference, right?
Good presentation. Thank you.
So anybody have any questions about any of the things that we have going on in Ruston or Lincoln Parish?
Yes, the Youth Entrepreneur Academy.
Yes, ma'am.
How will you get information? I think you said it started in November.
It starts in November, but we will start visiting in the next month. We'll start going out to the area schools and start putting flyers out. But it will be accessible on our website. I have my business card. I'll leave some for everybody to take. But it's rustonlincoln.org, and you can go there and visit it. There is a tuition. It's $2.95, but scholarships are available. Scholarships will only cover up to half of that because this program has found that people, that kids who are given things don't show ownership. So they have to invest in it. They will stay in it. There are some really good statistics for that, I have a problem with that word, there's statistics for that program. Get you one
Is it
second.
just for Lincoln Parish?
It really is for Lincoln Parish, but I don't think we turn away anybody. It will be held this year at Louisiana Tech in the College of Business. It will be every Thursday from 5 to 8, starting in November. But, we definitely can grow it, or maybe somebody who lives here in Lincoln Parish. If the class is not full, we can definitely make some adjustments. Always willing to work and teach children, no matter what it takes, no matter where they live.
Did you say how long, like how many months of it?
It is, it's from November to May.
No.
So it's every week. Of course, during the holidays, we may have to make some adjustments. But it's new. We haven't even started. We're still learning. I take a training session every week myself. Any other questions?
What are some areas that female are doing their own businesses that you see?
I see a lot of restaurant owners who are females, chefs and things like that. In Lincoln Parish itself, of course, you get the hairstylist, but that's not saying that that's not a lucrative business. I know a lot of women who do really well in that. Business-wise, when you look at insurance, there's some insurance owners. A couple of ice cream stores have opened up. People who have actually not just bought into a franchise, created their own franchise. Women, I know women there in Lincoln Parish who do that. Also over in Monroe, they loved when I guess they started Monroe and then they move our way. Let's try it out there. If it works, then we'll go over here in Ruston and see if it works. There are a lot of opportunities available if you're interested. If you have an idea of a product, you can call me. I know people who are willing to invest and help you to try to make that come to fruition. Just about anything you can think of, we're blessed to be in this community because there are people here who want to help. You just have to ask. A lot of people think, oh, I'm not going to ask, they're not going to help me. That's not true. You just have to ask. If we can't find somebody here, we can go outside of the parish and find somebody to help you. Because we want you here with your business here. We want you to grow and stay here and help our communities to grow and give back. And that's what's crucial about our community is a lot of people have stayed and they're giving back. You want to, like myself, I try to make sure that I have a diverse board. We talk about this all the time. Someone walks in my board and they see a lot of white people in the room. And I say, well, okay, let's look at what I have to choose from. You have to be a business to be on you have to own a business and you have to be a member to be on my board. And when I look at minority-owned businesses in Lincoln Parish, we don't have a bunch, and we want that to change. We want to encourage that growth. I want a diverse board. There are a lot more women on the board than it was when I was working as office manager. That's what we're striving to do. We have to have that representation. When I look at the festival, we're not mixed. Our community is not represented. And I want to know what I have to do or what I need to do to bring our communities together so that we can work together. I attended Institute for Organizational Management that was for people all over the country, all over the world, for associations and chambers of commerce. And I love to hear their stories. There's a chamber in Oklahoma that had a grassroots meeting, and I really need to call them and talk to them. But she said they had to come to Jesus meeting with their community, talking, just out and open. No, let's not hurt anybody's feelings, but let's just talk it out. Why won't you hire a black person? Or why won't you hire a black person? Or why won't you hire this woman or that woman? They had these conversations with businesses and had the public involved. And let's not hurt feelings, because we're all grown up and we have to be able to communicate and we have to learn to work together. Like I said, I love everybody. There's not even people who make me mad, I still love them, you just have to. It's not their fault that Sometimes it's our moods, and we know that, you know, sometimes we see things differently because of a certain mood that we're in. And I try to always keep that in mind. One thing about living in New Orleans, I learned to appreciate diversity because it was everywhere you look. And I just saw a community that worked together. I actually lived in the French Quarter, and I saw a community that worked together. You wouldn't, if you go down to the visit, most people just go to Urban Street, but the people who live in that community, they get out and they clean every morning, so that when we have tourists who come down to visit, we show that we have a clean community. Can't always control what happens throughout the day, but every morning if you walk down there, it was clean. There was somebody scrubbing the street. They were putting soap on it and scrubbing the sidewalk and scrubbing the street. That community recognized that they had to work together for the good of everybody. Anybody have any other questions?
Mrs. Copeland, did I hear you say that at the end of this program in May that the child would walk away with the business?
They sure will. They'll have a tax ID, they can continue on, and statistics from that program show that those business owners start and open a second business.
At
Stay in
12
their
and
community.
whatever age, I mean, that's amazing. Okay, thank you.
We're excited. I'm just really excited.
Y'all will hear from me later.
You know where I am.
All right.
And anytime, my doors are always open. Anytime you want to speak, you can call me, email me, come by to visit. I'm not always there. We are a staff of 3. We have a lot with 486 members, so it's a busy day a lot of times. I thank y'all, and I hope man will come and see me.